So in the morning, the puja's over, and then they come up to the front of the temple and do arti. And then they take rest for a couple of hours, and then the afternoon puja. So we all come up from the Havan Kund and to Maharaj's Takit, and I'm standing like in the back like this, and they're doing arti, and I'm standing on the side. So they finish doing the arti, and everybody bows down and leaves. One old lady bowed down onto the Takit and stayed there. She went into samadhi. She just gone. And she was just like down on the Takit. Everybody else is gone, and I'm looking at this, and it was like a spear right through my heart. I staggered back sat down at the temple, because I saw he was real for these people. He was real. He was real for these people. And it was like getting hit by a truck. And I'm just sitting there like this, Siddhima saw me sitting there. She sent somebody to get me. So this one woman comes and says, "Kitty, Siddhima calling." And I thought, why don't they just leave me alone, let me fucking die? All right. So I had to go back. I went back in the back door through the courtyard where Maharaj used to sit. I walked into the room, his room. Siddhima's sitting on the floor by the end of the Takit. When I walked in that room, I got hit with a lightning bolt right here. And my whole chest exploded. And I fell on the ground, weeping uncontrollably. I could not stop crying. And in that instant, I saw every single moment of my life. From the moment I heard he died till that moment. You know, like frames of a movie. Every single minute of my life, every second, I saw everything I had done. I saw why I had done it. And I saw that I had built a wall around my heart, and I would not let myself feel him. I couldn't bear it. I wouldn't let myself feel him.
What was the lightning bolt?
I don't know. It was just like a explosion in my heart. And like I said, I fell on the ground. And Siddhima's just sitting there, not moving, quiet, didn't say anything. And I'm thinking, she must think I'm crazy. I got to stop crying, but I couldn't stop crying. And I saw I had built a wall around my heart. And that Maharaji, the wall meant nothing to him, that he had never left me for a second. But I had closed my heart and wouldn't let myself feel. And I saw every brick in that wall. It had like a neon sign. Shame, shame, fear, fear, anger, anger, greed, Every brick had a little thing. And I saw I could take this wall down. All I have to do is look at it. I can't pretend it doesn't exist. And by the way, I was in ecstasy. The bliss I was feeling was unbelievable. And I'm just lying there on the ground weeping. And all of a sudden somebody bangs on the window and says, "Kitty, waiting for puja." What? How did 2 hours go by, right? So I got up and went back to the puja. Wow, and I'm weeping, I'm crying, The guy who sponsored the puja, Indra Baba, kept looking over at me. He said, "Krishna Das, has someone died?" Finally, he kind of reaches around and pets me on the back like that, So I was swimming in ecstasy. It was unbelievable. I could barely walk around. I was just floating, right? And then after a couple of days, I mean, this really lasted. After a couple of days, I noticed the volume of the ecstasy was coming down a little bit. So I took, yes, it came back. The Lord is so gracious. Not only does he give the ecstasy, but he gives the way to keep the, I was out of my mind. Yeah.
Do you think Maharaji was simulating a bit of a psychedelic experience for you so that you completely let
It was
go?
beyond psychedelic experience. I've had psychedelic experience. This was way beyond that.
If you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
what psychedelic experiences have you had?
We'll get there later.
Okay. But was this a way to make you forget the drugs?
This was a way to open my heart.
Okay.
Because I had closed myself down. Because I felt bad about not going back. Because he had left the body. And being with him physically was the only time I ever felt loved in my life. And now that was gone. So I was dead in the water as far as I was concerned. So he opened me up again. This was like, let the kid live. Boom. That's what it was. But there's more to it. So a few days later, I woke up in the morning, completely empty. No bliss, no love, just dead meat. And I freaked out. I went up on the roof of the Dharamsala, and I'm storming back and forth on the roof, and I'm screaming at him as loud as I can into the valley. If you're going to open me up, if you're going to close me down, then don't open me up. Just leave me the f*** alone. And I'm yelling. I was like out of my mind. And after some time, that lady who called me, she comes up, Sitima calling. And then she ran away. They was scared of me. Like, yeah. So I headed back down to Ma's room, but she had come up to the back of the temple and was in the Tuari's room. So I walked up and I stood outside the door like this. And she looked at me and she giggled. She laughed and everybody laughed. She said something and everybody laughed. I said, what did she say? And they told me, she said I was like a little baby that had been given a sweet and eaten it up in one bite and wanted another one right away. But I couldn't have another one right away. But don't worry, I'll have another one sometime. Oh, okay. I'm going to go lie down in my room. And I slept for 24 hours and then I was back to normal again.
Do you remember that nap?
That what?
The nap? The
sleep? It was a
sleep?
good sleep, yeah. Very deep sleep. So they saved me. They saved me. People ask me all the time.
This is the power of Kainchi Dham in my eyes.
It's the power of Maharaji. Wherever he is, there's power. And Ma, Siddhi Ma was an extraordinary being. Unbelievable.
Has that experience happened to you post this?
Let's put it this way. There have been two major experiences in my life that completely changed the course of my life. This was one, 1984. Then again in 1995 was the second one.
Something similar?
Similar but different.
In India?
Yeah, at Kainchi, actually.
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip from the Ranveer Show, we've uploaded a ton of other clips related to a ton of other topics. So explore the channel because there's something for everyone.